Hi, I'm Bryn Blaze with the Career Conversations podcast, and today I'm here with
John Brehm from HPM Tech Services. I'm the Senior IT Support Specialist.
So, in 3 to 5 words, can you describe who you were as a high school student?
Yeah. Kind, empathetic, and curious.
Okay, okay. Have those qualities evolved with you into what you do now?
Absolutely. Being kind is really important for being a business owner and trying to make sure that you're taking care of your customers. Empathy is very important as well because you know that your clients are dealing with frustrating things and you're trying to help them with those. And then being curious leads you to keep learning. So you need to keep learning in order to stay on top of all the current trends.
Yeah, perfect. Can you share your journey from where you started to where you are now?
Yep. I started out in high school learning a lot about computers, and then as I kept going through my life, I had a little bit of road bumps. I didn't get through college because my son got sick. So I ended up just going straight into the workforce with the partial degree that I had. So I started doing IT work through Seaboard and then moved on from there to be and creating my own company. So I started my own company. It started growing faster than I expected, and I talked to a mentor of mine who is now my business partner, and I went to work for him so we could build out HPM Tech Services as one of the businesses in their portfolio.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You had mentioned you went to college.
Yeah.
So are there any certifications or possibly education for people who want to go into this career field?
Yes, I definitely recommend going to college, getting your degree. There are plenty of different degrees for computer information systems that you can get. And then there's a lot of different certifications. So it really depends on what aspects of IT you want. We call what we do IT generalists. So we basically cover the spectrum of everything. But there are bigger companies who will hire specific individuals to do different things. So if you work at Hugo Medical Center, they may hire somebody to do just networking or just the phone system. But we actually kind of cover the gamut because we have smaller businesses that we work for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some pros and cons of owning your own business in this type of industry?
So the pros are that you get to make your own schedule, which is amazing. So I also do a side business doing photography for ESPN Ithaca. And so being able to have that flexibility is really nice. So that's really amazing. The con would be all of the stress that comes with owning your own company and trying to make sure that it is something that is going. Our company has been going for 13 years, so we're pretty successful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So with the ever evolving concept of technology, how has your company or the industry that you work in changed over time?
We're seeing a lot of things moving towards the cloud. So
Okay.
a lot of stuff used to be on-premise servers. So all of our clients would have their own servers to host all of their data and their business applications. Now everything's moving to the cloud, which is really good. But we're also seeing a big need for them not knowing that their systems aren't being backed up even though they're in the cloud. So the cloud is not really a backup solution. It's just giving them alternate location. So if the server goes down in New York City, they may spin up another server in Vegas.
I see.
So they have that way to fix themselves, but it's not a data backup.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What are some tools or platforms that you use for your small business?
So we use Microsoft 365. That is one of the big tools that we use. It is cloud-based, and we use Teams to communicate. We actually use the Teams phone system, so that rings to our cell phones, which makes us available wherever we're at. And then we also use cloud-based systems to manage all of our computers that we manage for our clients. That makes it easy so that we can actually do work from anywhere in the world. And I proved that last year when I was in France. I was actually working from France on computers that were here in the US.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what does your regular day look like? Is it a 9 to 5?
So my regular day is 8 to 3:30. So I go in at 8 and I start taking care of tickets that came in the morning. And we usually have some emergency calls early in the morning, especially on Mondays. And we take care of those as quickly as possible, kind of get them knocked out. And then I like tell our technician where he should be going. So I schedule him if there's a client site that he needs to stop at on his way to our office.
Okay, okay. So, to be successful in this career field, what are some qualities that would be good to have?
Curiosity and the will to keep learning all the time, because everything is changing all the time in our field. Um, People skills are very important. In most IT positions, it's not really that much, but when you're owning a business and dealing with small customers like we are, you have to have that face-to-face conversation with your customers to keep them engaged and make sure that you're taking care of their needs.
Interesting, really interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
How does your job differ than other network engineering roles?
So network engineering is basically what I was talking about earlier, where a network engineer would go in, design a network for a computer system to make sure that it's going to handle all of the needs for Wi-Fi and like wired network connections. We do some of that, but I don't do that in a large scale. So a network engineer is typically someone who's doing that for a hospital or a campus of a college.
I see. Okay. Okay. What do you find most rewarding about your IT job?
Being able to solve problems for people and help them get back to doing their business is really rewarding, to make sure that they're able to be successful. So by them being successful, it helps me be successful.
Awesome. Could you provide possibly an example of a challenging part of your job?
Yeah, when things aren't working, it's really challenging. Often it's a thing where we have to struggle trying to figure out what a problem is, because we have a lack of communication from our client. They just tell us something's broken, and we have to try and drag details out of them to figure out what's broken and where the problem actually is so that we can fix it.
I see. What do you think the demographic for IT people is for people who are going into the workforce?
The demographic, it's mostly geeks.
Okay.
So it's going to be, I mean, obviously the demographic is more younger for people going into the workforce right now. People my age are already established in what they're doing, but the younger kids are going to be more engaged in trying to make sure that they're doing the geeky things. They're the ones that are always like getting laptops handed to them from their friends saying it's not working, and then they fix it for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you think the job outlook is for this career field?
It's huge. There's so many opportunities. One of the things we would love to see is more women in the workforce in our area. We don't see a lot of women that are interested in the computer and technology fields. So seeing that would be really nice to grow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any female employees or?
We have in the past. We've had 2 different female employees, and one of them retired, and then the other one moved on, which was great. So it's nice to see them growing in the field.
Yeah. There seems to be a growing number of women in the STEM fields.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see.
It is nice to see.
Do you find that communication skills are just as important as technical skills in your arena?
Yeah. We actually find them to be more important. It's harder to teach communication skills to someone. So them being friendly and helpful is actually more important for us when we're hiring someone than technical skills, because I can teach technical skills. It's hard to teach the other aspects of like personal communication.
And do you have any advice for students who may be listening who want to go into this career field?
Yep. Don't be afraid to fail. There are going to be times when you're trying to fix a problem, and when you're trying to fix that problem, it's not going to work. And it's okay that it doesn't work right away. You need to try and keep figuring it out in order to figure out the solution. That's the way that you learn and grow.
That's awesome. And my last question to you is, do you have any non-academic sources that you use to help you with your job? This could be like audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube videos.
Yeah, there are all sorts of different things. So I go to news.com, which is CNET. That actually gives us a lot of tech news, which is really good. TLDR is another great site for getting some tech news. And then we also use Google all the time to like search for things. One of the things that we do is when we look at the stuff that comes up with how to fix something, we understand what it means. And that's really helpful because our customers don't, or they look at it and it just confuses or scares them.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm definitely on that side of it. I need my IT people to handle it.
Right.
But yeah, that is all I had for you today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us.
Absolutely.
This will conclude the Career Conversations podcast episode.